Girls, how you doing? Let's do another big account. Today's going to be who is interested in you. So that could be maybe love or even business. So let's do a bit of tarot. Let's develop. And then a little bit of a hidden circle. We love it. So let's go, let's go. Let's do two piles. Let's not even fluff around here. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pile number 1, who is interested in you? Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Well, you will soon find out, because there is those knights and they are messengers and they want to tell you something. It's definitely someone who spent Christmas over this. I mean, my goodness, that is a turtle, you know. It's a slower messenger, but yeah, who win the race at the end? The turtle. So it's someone who may have been hurt very deeply in the past, therefore not in a rush to do anything, and maybe they just rebuild themselves and they don't want to jeopardize the balance. Okay, so they have a bit of history. I mean, who doesn't? But they want to take the time to learn about you and also to learn about themselves, because it's someone who may not feel so strong about themselves. They lack confidence. They think they're not enough. It's quite common. I mean, most of us suffered of these kind of things, you know, different degrees, of course, but it's someone who feel like you could do better. You could do much better. And at the end of the day, what they're going to do, though, is take their courage with both hands, and they're going to move towards you and have an offer of love. So it's someone who definitely care about you. And maybe if we put that into business, maybe just make a bit of a change, is someone who wanted to offer you either promotion or a position, but they took their time. They were maybe not sure, were you good enough or anything, you know, wondering a little bit on your worth, but now they're ready to make that offer, and that is beautiful. Okay, so let's try not to always be about love. It can also be about business. Okay, one more. Yes, you definitely is a star. So if you wonder, am I good enough? Oh, does that person pay attention to me? I would say big time yes. They look at you, they adore you, they look at you from a distance maybe, they found you beautiful, amazing, and also easy to talk to. You're well balanced, your emotions are always in the right place. Yeah, you definitely the star at work as well, so you have no reason to doubt yourself. You're absolutely capable. They might doubt themselves. That is the thing. So that could be someone who look at you with a lot of you know, kindness and love and care, but maybe a bit intimidated by you as well. Okay, is someone who maybe was busy somewhere else, you know, and maybe that other story ended up and badly as well. But that could be that someone is also making themselves very busy, so then they're less tempted by you because they think, I should give him more time, I should be in a better position. It could be like, you know, stronger, better, more muscular, or I should lose weight before approach. You know, it's just all those things. So they kind of like fluffing around at the same time. And they make themselves busy, so they're less focused or less, how can I say, obsessed with you a little bit in a right way. So they're not going to carry the weight of the past forever. And I think maybe for you as well, you were carrying somebody else maybe in your mind or in your heart. So I think the timing is coming together for both of you. It's the end of a cycle. 10 of Wands generally go with the 10 of Swords. 10 of Wands is someone who take a lot of responsibility for everything. So they were keeping themselves very busy. So then maybe they didn't have the temptation to think about you. But after the 10 of Wands, we will have the Ace of Wands. What about me? What do I do for me? I work for the company, or maybe it's my company, and I do everything. But what about me? What do I feel? And how do I feel? And what do I want? All that kind of question, okay? Yeah, something has to happen. And I think maybe they were hiding behind work, or maybe they were hiding behind the end of a story, another story that was very complicated. And maybe they didn't want to let it go, or maybe they were in a codependency and it was difficult to let it go. But inevitably, the Tower will happen. There's a lot of Tower coming up this week already. So yeah, it's inevitable. Something has to give. We cannot fluff around any longer. If they were trying to avoid you like the elephant in the room, they will have to look at you. And they may have been a little bit stubborn. No, I don't want to look at you. No, I don't want to take care of my private life. I want to just work. That's what I want to do, you know, and then that keeps them safe, but not for much longer. Let's have more. Yeah, they want to manifest you, but they may have also be hiding behind the mask of, oh, I'm busy, you know. I'm sure. Yeah, there's someone who's going to transform their way of doing things. They used to be very tormented. I think they had been with maybe with a karmic, and they had maybe good reason to be tormented, but they don't want to, and now they want to fight for the relationship, and they want to show you that they're good enough. So someone interested in you for a long time, I would say, and someone who had to go through difficult choices to put themselves first, to forget about work and to look within, but also to appreciate they're good enough. And that's important. What do we have here? Oh, okay. We have, I left you before you could leave me. You could leave. Yes, it could have been something like that, but they're coming back. We know, you know, they can be a little bit of a on and off here. We have this 2 of Pentacles, but it's represent number 8. So I'm not that bothered about it, because I know they will come back. The reason why they left you before you could leave them is because they think that they're not good enough, and we're going back to the same story. So it's someone who is very busy at work, or make themselves very busy, carry even more responsibility outside of work, trying to keep their life so busy, like they can't even do anything else. So they're not tempted to open the heart to you, but they will eventually. So I don't think you have anything to worry about, or anything to do, actually, because that is all very in, you know, inner work they have to do, and you cannot do that for them. They have to continue on this. So who is interested in you, to summarize, is someone who look up to you as, and look at you as you are a goddess or a god. Someone who maybe has the difficulties to appreciate they're good enough. Someone who's very busy and will make themselves very busy, but inevitably that person will come towards you. So you don't have to be concerned and trying to look for that person. At the end of the day, what I always say, focus on you, do you, and the rest will follow. Okay, so pile number 2, who is interested in you? 10 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, 7 of Swords. Oh my goodness. Those two are really, seriously, together. Oh my God. Okay, so let's start by the good news. Okay, it's someone you already know. Someone you had contact with at some point, and that could be a long time ago. And then there is a long period of no communication, or weird communication, but generally no communication. During that time, you may have been with other people, they've done the same, you live your life, blah, blah, blah. Indeed. However, you come back together stronger than ever. Maybe in a workplace, you worked before on a project and then nothing happened, or anything came out of it, and now we come back into it because now we're ready, okay? So, yes, of course. This one, oh my goodness, don't trust that one. Very childish, put their head in the sand, don't want to take any responsibility for anything, blame the world. And on top of that, running away from the emotion, running away together, running away with the money as well. So you can understand those two cards together. Holy schmoly, right? Not my cup of tea. Right, let's have more information. Right, yeah, so you inevitably, by the time, you know, it's all sorted, you're already an empress and you have a t-shirt for that, for sure, because you are on standby, waiting without waiting, but you know that eventually they will have to come home. But my goodness. The thing is, you had to go through a journey, because you don't go to the 2 of Wands having a cup of tea and a biscuit. It's a journey, and it was a long one, and it tested your patience more than once, absolutely. Yes, they were foolish, they were doing the most stupid things, and for some reason, you couldn't completely let them go. Maybe you look at them online and say, oh my God. And you're just like, nothing to say, really. And you just wonder, how do they manage to put themselves in so much trouble? I mean, they are a magnet for, you know, nightmares. And they're foolish, and they're stupid, and they do things that are completely counterproductive. But at the same time, they're going to take a leap of faith, and you take a leap of faith somehow in still following this person, or still thinking of them a certain way. Is someone you see going through, oh my God, so many things, and you kind of like, anyhow. Yes, of course. And is a party animal, is someone who's social butterfly, someone who's always have a new partner every 2 weeks, and you're like, what can I say? Yeah, because you know it's going to carry on for a certain amount of time. You're in no rush, because you do you anyway, but you're like, oh my God. Yeah, they're going through more and more, but you know eventually they're going to exhaust themselves, inevitably. And also because they procrastinate in doing the right work or doing the right thing. Yeah, and eventually they will let go maybe of some people or some habits that they keep, repeating, and you're like, how many times do you have to, to calm down, to fall over or whatever, and you don't realize there is a lesson there? I mean, when are you gonna wake up? And there's nothing you can do, because you just like, it's like that. This is a person like that, but you have a tenderness about them. And you're thinking, my God, a nightmare to live with probably, but there is something there. Yeah, you appreciate that they see themselves negatively. And that's why they self-sabotage, and they do that on a regular basis. Of course, they look at you wishing to be with you. Of course, they make it look like they're cool, they're having the time of their life. But you know them. You know them for years. You know what they're hiding. Yeah, and you wait. You cover your heart, and you contemplate that emotional car crash on a regular basis, and you're like, okay, another time, and another one, and another one. But you know that person is good. And you know they love you, and they push you away because they think, oh, I'm bad news, look at me, I'm a disaster. No, you know they're not a disaster at all. No. And you know there's love between you two. Absolutely, yeah. The healing will come, and maybe they have a karmic debt to pay off, and that's, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. You have to pay off, okay? So you wait, because even in the coldest night, you really know that you're meant to be together. And you both know it. It's like untold. You just, yeah, we get each other. We know. And then eventually, yeah, am I going to continue like this, or I'm going to actually take a leap of faith? Am I going to continue going toward the wall, or I'm going to actually stop for a second and say, I love you? Because it's true love. They were, in my opinion, there was a love at first sight to start with, and they're full of love for you. And once they're done destroying themselves and feeling that they're good enough for you, then they will happen. Absolutely. Here we go. Engagement, right? So we know there is something very powerful here. And you're watching them like, okay, here we go again, And you have a tenderness, and you probably defend them toward other people. You say, well, yeah, but they done that because this or that, blah, blah, blah. You know. Okay, what do we have? I know that I crossed the line with you. He knows, or she knows. Yeah. But at the same time, there is a knowing that we're meant to be together. I hide who I am really from you. We know that. And still missing the hide, obviously. I want to tell you how I feel, of course. Here we go. Okay, so inevitably, and you will still want to say as well what you feel, because you feel a lot. Absolutely, you both feel for each other, but it's almost like you're checking each other out from the corner of your eyes, but you still know that one day will happen, and it will. Okay, on this note, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.